Hello everyone and welcome to Long's Toys. Have an Imaginext Justice League review for you today. This is the Javelin and Batman. This is an older set, probably about 5 years old at this point. It's from like 2013. As you can see at the top, it was only at Target, so it was a Target exclusive, but I luckily ran into this on Amazon, actually. I was just kind of, looking around on Amazon like I do late at night when I should be sleeping instead of spending money. And I found it on Amazon, said still new, brand new in the packaging for $29.99. So I felt like that was a pretty reasonable price for a still brand new 5-year-old toy. So I said, hey, can't beat it. I feel like back in the day when this was brand new, it was probably somewhere in the area of $25 to $30. So, getting a brand new toy for practically retail price, good deal to me. So I was very excited to pick it up, and now I'm reviewing it for you guys. Obviously, the Javelin is the large aircraft vehicle that the Justice League uses to deploy from the Watchtower. I'm not sure if it's in the comics or not. My exposure to the Javelin was always from the Justice League and Justice League Unlimited cartoons back in the 2000s, which were fantastic cartoons. If you guys haven't seen them, I definitely recommend checking them out. They're probably on like Amazon Prime or some kind of streaming service, I'm sure, somewhere that you could watch them. Definitely really excellent shows. So when I found out they made a Javelin for Imaginext, I had to track it down and find it. So I'm very excited to have this and review it for you today. As you can see, you have the giant Javelin here in the open packaging, and then you get a Batman and some missiles up here in the top, carded section. So very cool. It also has some lights and sounds. Can't see them so well now, but the wings actually pop open and there's lights and sounds, which we'll take a look at later on in the review. So spinning around to the back here so you can take a look at the back of the packaging. It says, let me see if I can zoom in here so you can see this. Curiosity and discovery. Turn Batman on the disc to release the launchers and fire. Pull the trigger for lights and sounds and wing activation. Kids love discovering that they can make the action happen. And then down here, it says, imagination and creativity, the favorite go-to vehicle for the Justice League. The Javelin is a perfect setting for young crime fighters to create all sorts of exciting adventures every time they play. So it actually holds 7 figures, which is nuts. The canopy down here can hit 4. And then there's a kind of second back area here that can hold 2. And then you can actually hold the 7th one here when this section opens up. So really cool. I like this a lot. I was very excited to find this. It says it includes 2 AA batteries. Obviously, they will eventually need to be replaced. I'm kind of surprised they still work for as old as they are. Might actually want to take a look and make sure they're not leaking. So we'll do that on our own time. But in any case, let's go ahead and get this out of the packaging so we can take a closer look. All right, so here is the massive Javelin. This thing is pretty huge, but real quick, we'll take a look at the little Batman figure that comes with it. It's kind of an armored Batman. He's got this cool blue here on his chest. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be like electricity or just part of his armor, but it's a pretty cool design. I like the black, the blue, and the yellow all together. You can see he's got like armored plating here on his legs. Head, I don't think moves. I've been trying to move it, but it doesn't really move. But he's got the standard shoulder articulation. He's got the wrist swivel. And he's got the bend in the waist, as per usual. And then he comes with this, like, armor piece. It's kind of a dark, black, clear plastic that just fits over top of his head. I would imagine this is some kind of, like, space-breathing apparatus, to contain him so he can float around in space. I like how it stops there so it doesn't get in the way of the cape. I think that looks cool. So I'm going to take this off. It's kind of a softer plastic, so it's a little bit harder to get off, but very cool. I think it's nice. I like the design of the Batman, and I think the, space apparatus here is pretty cool as well. But gonna put them off to the side for a moment so we can take a closer look at the Javelin here. Like I said before, it's pretty massive. Mine has a few scuffs here on the plastic, which is kind of a bummer, but still very cool. If you open this up, it can hold 4 figures. That's crazy. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I brought in a couple DC figures to help us out here. We got Black Lightning. Put him here as a co-pilot. We'll put Batman in the front since he came with the set. then who else we got? Vixen. Put her right there. And then we got Mr. Miracle. Why not? So we'll put him here. So, not necessarily all Justice League members, but they were the figures I had handy. Why can't I get Mr. Miracle's hands on there? There we go. In any case, I mean, I don't think you have to peg their hands on. I think they'll pretty much stay in place, but that's pretty wild that it holds 4 characters. That's really awesome to me. So coming around now to the top section, this opens up, and you can actually fit 2 more. It's going to be hard to see. Let me angle the camera up. You can fit 2 more characters inside there. And I know the light's not helping at all, so let me bring in some more light. There we go. You can see there's 2 more seats right there and right there. So I'm going to use Swamp Thing. Swamp Thing's a little bigger, so he's a little bit harder to fit in here, but it can totally work. So I'm going to put just him. He's going to ride by himself because he's a little bigger. He likes a little bit of space. But you can put another figure in there. Then there's another place right here. If you push this button, if I just tap it, there we go. It should open that up without deploying everything else. And then once again, and of course the light is still not cooperating, you can see there's a spot for another figure in there. So I'm going to put Nightwing in there. Got a little Nightwing. Going to pop him inside. So there you go. It also has these blasters. These are just kind of for show. They don't do anything. And it's kind of weird because like they have to make sure they clear the figure. I mean, it's not usually a problem, but they fit inside that cavity as well. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 figures. That is awesome. I feel like the number 7 is specific to, again, that Justice League cartoon because the original team was 7 members. So I think that's really cool. The next thing you can do, there's 2 panels, these Imaginext panels, 1 on each one. If you spin this just a little bit, it raises the launcher out, and you get these 2 missiles. So you go ahead and put it in, and then you can spin it back to close it. Do the same with the other one. Click that in, close it up. So now they're armed and ready. And then if you open it, spin it to open it, and then continue spinning it, woo, it fires the missile right at the camera. So that's cool. So you spin it the first little bit just to raise it up, and then you click it again to fire it. So I like that. I think that's pretty fun. Each wing has a missile, so you got 2 firing missiles. Now if you press this button, you can see the lights down there, and this top section opens as well. If you don't want that to open, you can just close that back. But you saw the lights, those are on both sides, as well as the sounds, and also you get these wings to pop out. So the wings kind of like pop out and then dangle down. They can also go up. I don't know if that's just like a design thing. They wanted them to angle down, but like you push them up a little bit and then click them back into place, and then press the button again. And you can see the lights go off. So that's really cool. I like the design. I kind of like it with them angled down a little bit. I think that's neat. Another thing you can do is you can see under here, you can actually pop this out. And it's a handle now. So you can, you know, fly it around like this by the handle, and it has a trigger. And the trigger will activate the lights and sounds. So I think that's pretty cool. And at any point, if you don't want it anymore, you can just fold it away, and it's kind of perfectly in line with this section here. So, you know, it doesn't like protrude or keep it from sitting balanced, anything like that. And then down here, this is an on and off switch, and this is where you would change out the 2 AA batteries, and here's the speaker. So really cool. I think that's nice. Go ahead and clip that closed again. It's really cool. I like this a lot. I think they did a nice job. There's just a big turbine here for show and a couple here on the wings. But I like this thing a lot. One, I think the Javelin is a really cool vehicle from the cartoon, so I really appreciate the fact that it got the Imaginext treatment. I love the fact that it can hold 7 figures. I think that's fantastic. You have a missile launcher on each wing. You have the button that makes the wings pop out and the back panel open. You have the lights and sounds. You have that optional handle that you can flip out if you want to fly it around by that. But I also really appreciate the fact that you can put the handle back down and it kind of seamlessly becomes part of the design of the jet, so that, you know, I wouldn't like it if you always had to have the handle out, because it's not something that I personally like, or I should say it's not something that I personally want. I just like, if I'm displaying the Javelin, I just want it to be normal. So I like the fact that you can still set it down on a table and it looks perfect. If you always had that handle deployed, that would, you know, obviously become a big problem. So I appreciate the fact that they included it for kids that do like that play feature, but I also enjoy the fact that you can seamlessly hide it away into the design, and it just really looks awesome. So I don't really have anything bad to say about this thing. There's so much going on here that I like, and I was so happy to get my hands on it because it is really an awesome vehicle for the Imaginext line, and definitely a big deal for the Justice League. 7 figures, firing missiles, opening wings, lights and sounds, the handle feature. It's awesome. If you guys can get your hands on one of these for a good price, I definitely recommend it. I think it's a lot of fun, and I'm super excited to have finally got a hold of one. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I want to hear your opinions, so please let me know what you think. Please like and share the video, and please subscribe. I hope you guys have enjoyed this look at the Javelin and Batman from Imaginext Justice League. And as always, guys, thanks so much for watching.